Hello, this is Sarah Estelle here from ceraestelle.com and welcome to today's video all about my love of the flower and nature kingdom. So you may be able to hear some music behind me. I'm just going to be quiet a second so that you can hear it. Okay, so just be aware of that as I speak through this, because this actual music is going to be informing you as well, and I'll share more about that as I go. So today's video is all about my love of flower essences and the nature kingdom and how they can help us be the very, very best that we came here to be on this earth, and how they've helped me massively transform my life. And I see this transformation happen over and over and over again through the Flower and Vibrational Essences diploma that I run. So my inspiration for recording this today is that we are in full moon energies, and it's actually a full moon in Gemini. Now, whether you're watching this during this full moon window or at a later date, it really doesn't matter, because the same principles apply. Now, full moons are very heightened energy times, which for many can be supercharged and amazing. For others, it can be a very overwhelming time, but it does very much depend on what kind of filter the full moon is shining through. And this particular one is through Gemini. Now, Gemini is an energy of creativity and freedom, and that's great, you know. And I know many people, my students and the Manifesting with the Moon course that I run, who are actually loving this creative and expansive energy. And there's others of us, myself included, who are actually feeling a little bit wobbled by it, because there's a voice in the head that goes, well, surely you can't have that much creativity and freedom, you know, and our mind starts to change that a little bit. So if that's the case for you, and as I said, you don't have to be in the full moon Gemini portal to benefit from this. But if you have Gemini in your astrological chart, or if you're somebody who is very much in your head and who isn't nowadays, with all the fear that goes on in the world, this may be really helpful for you. So again, let's just pay attention to this music, because this is a flower singing to you through a Music of the Plants device, and it's a very famous flower, and she is one of the premier flowers who can help you come out of your head into your heart. So let me share with you her photograph. This is the flower. So this is the Cerato Essence. Now, the most famous Cerato is actually from the batch range of essences, which I adore. We teach about them on our practitioner diploma. Cerato is also made by other ranges as well, and you may well find her growing near you. She tends to grow around the sort of August, September, October time. She was very, very visible along the Kent coast where I used to live, and it was with great surprise and amazingness that I have discovered her here in southwest France too, growing in a neighbour's garden. So this is the beautiful Cerato singing to you. So what does Cerato do? Well, she already may have spoken to you in her own way, just through her visual and by you listening to her. But what she actually does is she brings us literally back out of our heads into our hearts. And how do we know we're in our heads? Well, we might be just literally overthinking, not be able to sleep, in excessive worry. We may be comparing ourselves to others, doing fairly mindless things that actually are taking us out of our body rather than being in our body. And when you use Cerato in a very focused way, and I'll share with you a way of doing that in a second, then you start to feel relaxed in your heart, and you're able to just be in the moment, whatever's going on. You start to no longer have the need to go out and occupy yourself. You can literally just be in that moment. And then from that place, we start to make different decisions. Imagine how it could be if you could literally conjure up that energy whenever you wanted to, bring yourself back into your heart so that you could make a different decision. And when we make different decisions, especially from our hearts, that's when our lives change. We start to make decisions that empower us, that empower others, and change the world as a result. So it all sounds kind of like big stuff, doesn't it? But it's truly what I have experienced and watch happen again and again and again with people who take part in the diploma that I facilitate. So here's how you can use Cerato. So you'll need a bottle of Cerato. As I mentioned, the batch essences make the Cerato essence. This one is actually so what I've done with this one is I've got a little egg cup of warm water, and I've already put a drop of this essence into there. Now you're going to take a piece of cotton wool. Now I actually already did this before we spoke, but so I'm not actually going to do it on myself now, but you're literally just going to dip the cotton wool into the water and just make sure there's not too much water. And then what you're going to do on your bare skin, you're actually going to draw a big circle all around your heart. You can go up between the breasts and literally all around the thymus area. So you're going to sweep it over your heart. And then just sit back and relax and feel into those energies. You're going to notice a difference. It's a beautiful thing to do. When you use the essences topically like this, you don't need to, one application a day will do you fine. You don't need to keep on doing it. It's more being with it afterwards that gives you the results. So as I said, this is the batch essences, Yorkshire flower essences, which is this bottle, also make this essence, and my own range, Moonflower Essences, also has a Cerato in Moonlight. So if the moonlight calls you, then you may wish to take a look. Okay, so blessings to you on this day, whether you're listening in the full moon window or at a completely different time. If you have a lot of Gemini or if you're in your head, this is something that can make a significant difference to your life. Okay, so I'm just going to leave you with a little bit more of Cerato music. And I'll see you next time. Blessings to you.